Hi guys, and welcome to Angling For You, and today join me in a quite chilly but lovely and sunny Birkwood Fisheries, and we're doing a little bit of silver fishing today, but that's not what this video is about. Today what I'm going to do is look a little around used tackle. Now, you guys message me all the time around new tackle, used tackle, what can I get for this budget, what can I get for that budget. Now, this is perfect time to go through my friend who's just got back into fishing. He's had some gear that he's buy and sold and moved into some new used gear. New to him, but obviously used it in general. And I just want to run about a few do's and don'ts and what we looked for and what we did to get him a really good deal for the money that he had. He don't fish enough to take it as serious as what we do, but he wants to get back into it and fish a little bit more through the year. So it was a sort of a budget where he wanted to get some good stuff, but not wanted to spend as much investment as obviously what we do, or as I do in my gear. So let's get into it, and we'll have a little look around what he's got and how he did it. Right, boys, so we're going to go round with the camera, and we're going to start with the Reeve. So it's a D36 Reeve. Now, it had the aqua back, but it had a few scratches on it. He's spray painted that black for no money. He's put a little bit of blue leather over the top of a personalised seat until he gets either another seat or he just gets a Matrix one, because it's a Matrix cassette that's on the top. And he got the New Fish side tray as well, the Deep Storm tray, and he got the landing net head all for 300 quid, which I think is a decent bargain because it's solid foot plate, a slightly newer Reeve model as well, so you know it's a solid piece of kit. So that's the first deal. But he sold, how much did you sell your first box for?
60 quid.
About 60 quid, so he had 60 quid from his original box there. So then we'll move on to the pole. So the pole, you sold yours for about 150?
Yep.
So 150 quid, and then he bought this XI20 MIDI pole, which is an absolute steal at 400 quid. 4 kits? 5 kits?
5 kits.
5 kits and a cupping kit, which is an absolute steal for 400 quid. They're like a grand new, and I tell you, it's hardly been used, has it, Matt? It's really, really good condition, and obviously he's bought a set of pole nose bungs. So realistically, it's only cost him 250 quid to get another pole, and £1,000 one at that. He got the Absolute XS Response landing net handle, which is obviously a really, really good landing net handle, and he got that for 80 quid. So that's a really decent, it's in good condition for one of the lads that are on the group, which are a fair price at 80 quid. They're about 110 quid new, so I think 80 quid's fair. But then his next really decent purchase, and he sold some rods and he sold some his landing nets that he had, because they were pretty dire, to be fair, and he's got a bit of money to recoup there, so he's got some money back. But he's got these two New Fish Taurus extendable double rollers, and I tell you, they are massive tall when he puts them up full whack. And he's got 2 of those for 80 quid, which is an absolute steal because they're 70 quid brand new and they look almost brand new. And even better, the little yellow goes with the ends caps of your pole, which is a little bit tackle tatty, but still decent. And then moving on to some luggage, he's got a Superior bag. He sold his other bag. How much did you get for this? How much did it cost this one?
30 quid, I think.
30 quid for that. I mean, that's decent enough. They're about 54 quid new, and it's in really good condition, and a Superior hard case as well, double hard case, and again about 30 quid, wasn't it?
Yep.
Something like that. So that's a really decent price. So all in, he's got a really good new setup, and he spent less than £1,000 with everything in it, and he's still got some rods that he's kept from before, so they're still decent. He's got Ninjas and things like that, so decent rods. So what we're going to do is I'll put you back on to me, and we're going to have a little look and talk around how he did and what we did to do this and the pitfalls. Just before I do that, I gave him a couple of attachments. There's some 3D attachments there which are rock hard to get hold of, so obviously they cost him nothing because they got gifted to him, so you know that's that helps him with having to mess about buying those ones like that. So let's get back onto main camera and we'll have a bit of chat how we get on with this. Right boys, so you know, you can go out and buy your new gear. So what are my do's and don'ts? So the first thing, if you can do it, is go and see it. Go and pick it up, go and feel it, go and have a look at it. And most people that sell are selling on Facebook Marketplace nowadays anyway. You're covered by eBay anyway. If you buy it on eBay, you're covered, so it's not as bad. But if you can get there and if you can go pick it up, do it on the marketplaces. It is a really decent way to do it. You can pick it up and feel it. The pitfalls are, it's a pros and cons for buyers and sellers. For a buyer, the pitfalls are you've got no receipt, nothing to help you if anything goes wrong with that product, and that is the negative side of it. But as a buyer, as a seller, sorry, that is an advantage. If you sell it and it's in great condition, and you know as a person that you're selling it genuinely and it's right, if it goes wrong, that it isn't, you're not liable for that, and you don't have to legally do anything about it. I would always try my best to help if something had gone wrong with something that was, you know, fixable or swappable. I would try my best to sort that out, but that's just me. So the first thing that he did is he went into the shops. He went and had a look round. He looked at different products that he liked, sat on them, and then he started to realise that you know, going down the brand new route for everything might be a little expensive. For example, he's got everything there and more for the price of it would have cost him for that pole if he'd have bought it new. So, you know, what we looked, we didn't have a set goal for a pole. We just wanted the one that was light, one that was come with a decent enough package, what wasn't too old, and he had about 400 quid. He wasn't massively bothered about 16 metres. As you know, the XI20 is a 14.5 metre. Lucky for him, he's friends with me, and I had a spare 16 metre section, which does go into the back of it. Not that he's ever going to use 16 very often, but it's there as an option. So he has actually got a 16 metre section with that as well. He's got a map protective case like I have to keep it all in, and obviously all his top kits interchange with mine, so when he's fishing with me he can obviously interchange my kits if needs be, which is good because the end of my cupping kit fell off in the water this morning, so his cupping kit fits mine, which it's worked out good already this morning. So yeah, first obviously having a look in the shops to see what he actually liked, what he wanted to pick up, and then it's a case of having a look round, and you do find, like, if you buy an Inception box from brand new, it's always great to get a brand new, and if you can afford it, I would always say brand new's the best avenue to go down. But if not, you can go second hand and you can get a lot of money off. Like I said, 300 quid he got a side tray, which is an 80 quid side tray, and a net as well as the box, so roughly he's paying about 220 for that box, which is an absolute steal for a box of that quality. It had been transferred over to Matrix cassettes on the top because they're easier and cheaper to get hold of, which means that's a positive in regards to him getting you know, all the drawers and things that he wanted to go with it. It's still Reeve underneath. The back plate, he could have spent 80 quid on another one. He was thinking about wrapping it, but he just spray painted it in a nice matte black and it looks great, stealthed out. So again, and I did this with mine. I got mine for around 220 and I did it all up myself. Back plate, new seat, different legs and all that kind of stuff, and that's what he's done. He had a couple of long legs which he didn't really find to his liking, so he's cut them down and got some pole nose bungs, end caps, and put those in and just finishes it off nice, and it's to the height that he wants it at. And again, same with rollers. Now you've got to be careful with rollers because you don't know who's been putting the legs away and the legs together, and this is where I say go and have a look. If you can go and have a look and see them and pick them up and open them and extend them, then that will help you out to making your decision. Check the rollers, do the bearings run freely, are they stiff, you know, things like that. And these look like they've just come out of the bag, I'll be honest. He's dropped on a really good deal. With the luggage part of it, I think luggage is probably the simplest part of it, but do remember, you know, if they're in shed and they've got bait in, they could have holes in there that you know, mice could bite through. So they're the things you want to check really. Check the seams, check where the straps attach. All those are good things. And he could have bought them new, but he saved himself probably 50 quid in those 2 bits of luggage, getting them second hand, and they're in fantastic condition. We all know it's like a car. When you buy fishing gear, as soon as you start fishing with it, you know, it's not blowing around the strap. It's not going to be worth the same value as soon as it gets out the door. So you know, that is an important thing to think about. And you know, with the terminal tackle, that's stuff that you 9 times out of 10 you will just buy new, because there's not much point in buying anything like that second hand, and maybe some floats. But to be honest, he had quite a bit of terminal stuff that were in good condition. So you know, that's really decent. And again, with rods, at the moment he's got a pellet waggler rod and he's got a couple of feeder rods, so he's set really for that kind of stuff. He put some new line on the reels and he's good to go with those. So you know, he's got a lot for his money there. Like I said, he's probably about 900 quid with the things that he's sold to offset it. And he's ended up with a setup that, you know, you'd be happy to fish, anybody would be happy to fish with. Stiff pole, he's got 16 meters with my spare section. He's got a really good quality landing net handle, which is really key. 2 good rollers, a strong stable box, and a great side tray. You're pretty much set there with having that set up. So fingers crossed he won't have any issues, which I don't think he will. And hopefully this one's give you a little bit of an insight to where you could go. I would say, as a seller, always use Facebook Marketplace. There's obviously no fees, and you can obviously put the region of where you are for people to buy them, to bring them, you know, pick them up. Do not use eBay as much as you can, because again, they absolutely hammer you with the fees. You do get the security if that's what you want to do, and you do get a wider distance, but you will have to obviously post a lot of things. And if you've ever posted anything fishing orientated, you will know, even though they don't weigh anything, the length costs you an absolute fortune. I'm paying 30-40 quid to post something that's equally of same value. So you know, it's you know, it can be a bit of a joke in that sense. So hopefully that's been helpful to you, and you get something out of it. If you want to join us on a Facebook group and ask any questions around that, if you want to go on a buy and sell, which is obviously orientated around the Facebook Marketplace, or buy and sell groups, there's many out there. We have an Angling For You one as well, so do jump on there. And if you would like, share and subscribe, that'd be fantastic. Until the next one, guys, thank you very much for watching. Tight lines.